What is going on, everybody? So I am back today to do something a little bit different. But a while ago, I did my predictions for the Oscars, and I talked about what I thought the Academy would choose, what might win. The awards were this past weekend, and so I decided that I would talk about some of the winners, give my thoughts briefly on them, and how I thought the awards ceremony went as a whole, just because I thought it would be fun. So I would love if you in the comments let me know what your thoughts were on a lot of these categories and how you thought the awards went as a whole. Like I said, I'm not always super invested in these types of award shows. I feel like mostly it's a popularity contest, especially over the past couple of years. I feel like the Academy really is not super thoughtful at what the best films are. Even this year, although I was thrilled with some of the wins, I feel like there's still a lot of films that are not recognized as much as they should be. And I'll get into that a little bit when I talk about the different categories. But yeah, I'm just going to briefly overview those, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on those. So first up, I wanted to talk about the screenplay categories. And the first one is original screenplay. And Everything Everywhere All at Once took original screenplay. I think this was a fantastic pick because between Banshees of Inisherin, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness, Everything Everywhere All at Once was the most original film released last year. Probably one of the most original films released in the past 20 years. Such a unique concept that was so perfectly executed. As much as I love Banshees of Inisherin, it's not nearly as original and groundbreaking as Everything Everywhere All at Once was, as far as the way that it was able to juggle comedy and drama and really just kind of overt surrealism in a way that I felt like was so perfectly executed by the Daniels. I thought this was a great choice. As much as I loved Banshees, The Fabelmans was good, but I didn't feel like it had a chance. Tar was middle of the road for me, and I did not enjoy Triangle of Sadness. So Everything Everywhere All at Once was the easy pick for me, and I'm thrilled that it won. Adapted screenplay went to Women Talking, and I could not be happier about a decision. Sarah Polley's adapted screenplay to this was brilliant. All the dialogue in it was fantastic. All the conversation felt so real and lived. This experience was horrifying. And I feel like all four of the other films in this did not have a shot. Top Gun was laughably bad political propaganda that I thought was terrible. Living, I haven't seen. I'd still really like to watch it at some point. Glass Onion, I did not like Knives Out at all, so I didn't watch this, and I know most people that were fans of Knives Out thought that this was worse, so there was no way in my mind that this was going to win. And All Quiet on the Western Front was fine, but I feel like we've had the same recycled war movies over and over and over again, so I did not want that to win this category, so I'm thrilled that Sarah Polley took this away from Women Talking. It was a great choice. Visual effects went to Avatar. Everyone knew that was going to happen. I feel like that's not a surprise whatsoever. The amount of money that was spent on that film, I still haven't seen it, but just knowing the amount of time and effort and energy that went into it, no one should be shocked by that. Sound went to Top Gun Maverick, which I guess is fine. The sound in the movie was well put together, the only thing I would probably commend it for. But honestly, I thought the sound in All Quiet on the Western Front was fantastic, and I also thought the sound in The Batman was incredible. I would have picked either one of those movies over Top Gun, but then again, I have a personal bias because I thought Top Gun was horrible, and so it's fine that like that was the only element of the movie I really appreciated, but I still feel like the sound in those other movies was better executed. Production design. This is one of the first ones that I have a problem with. All Quiet on the Western Front won production design. And yes, you know, building these elaborate sets with these trenches and like the different places where the political leaders were meeting is impressive, but like I just watched Babylon, and the production design in that film was absolutely insane. The amount of level of detail that went into each and every one of these movie sets, just like it was mind-blowing. And so to me, it was kind of silly that won. Avatar, there's so much of it that's CGI. The practicality of it, to me, not really worthwhile for that to win. Elvis, I could have even seen with not liking that. There's a lot of period accurate details that Baz Luhrmann had to get correct with his production team. I could have seen that winning. And The Fabelmans was whatever. I mean, it looked nice, but for me, I feel like Babylon or Elvis, either one should have taken it. I'm not like super irritated, but like All Quiet was fine. For original score, All Quiet on the Western Front won. I thought the score to All Quiet on the Western Front was really haunting. It accompanied the film really well, but nothing in my mind in this category touched Justin Hurwitz's score for Babylon. Absolutely incredible. Amazing horn sections on almost every single one of the songs. It's just so enamoring watching that film and being immersed with the score. And of all these experiences, and I've seen every one of these films, the Babylon score was really amazing. I liked the Banshees of Inisherin score. The Everything Everywhere All at Once score was good. I liked the original songs in it. It wasn't the highlight standout of the film to me. And the Fabelman score for John Williams was kind of forgettable in my mind. So I personally thought Babylon should have taken it for this one, but I'm not upset because All Quiet was still really well put together. Now for some of the bigger categories. For International Feature Film, All Quiet on the Western Front took this one. I don't think this was the right decision at all. All Quiet to me is like come and see light. It was really good. I enjoyed it. But I think of all the amazing war films that had come before it, and it didn't really do anything new. It's just another iteration of a war film that already exists. And I think about a film like The Quiet Girl, which was one of the most beautiful films I watched the entire year. 1000% more deserving of that. Such a unique and original and beautiful story. Even EO was so beautiful and well done, and although it wasn't my favorite film of the year, I could have seen EO winning over All Quiet, and I still haven't seen Argentina or Close. I'm looking forward to watching both of those films, but I feel like all four of those I would have picked before All Quiet on the Western Front. Up next is film editing. Everything Everywhere All at Once took this. I think it was a brilliant choice. The rest of the films on this list, Banshees had some sleek editing moments. Tar was edited pretty well. Top Gun, I didn't even think about the editing because it was so irritating. Elvis, the editing was absurd. There were some cool moments that Baz included, well, Baz's editor included in the film, but for the most part, it was just really chaotic and just felt like a movie trailer. There was nothing that made the editing stand out to add to the overall film, and I think Everything Everywhere All at Once was the perfect choice for this category. Cinematography, All Quiet on the Western Front took this category. I'm totally fine with that. I was kind of unimpressed with the cinematography category this year. Bardo was nominated, which I didn't even know existed until several months ago. Elvis, the cinematography was not spectacular. Empire of Light had some pretty shots, but Deakins won for 2049. I didn't really see him winning again. And the Tar cinematography was fine, but also nothing breathtaking. Nothing like The Quiet Girl or After Sun or even Banshees of Inisherin. Some of the films that like the cinematography last year really just kind of took me by surprise at how beautiful and breathtaking some of the shots were. And these films all didn't really impress me, so All Quiet won, which is fine because I think it's the best of that category. Animated feature film went to Guillermo's Pinocchio. I'm not surprised because of the level of time and effort and energy that went into the stop motion of this film, although I personally would have picked Marcel or Puss in Boots because I think they're both better films. I didn't think Turning Red had a shot. I loved The Sea Beast, but it was not as good as Marcel or Puss in Boots. I personally would have picked Marcel, but I understand why Pinocchio won because of just the amount of time and dedication and energy that went into the stop motion animation. Now we're going to get into some of the bigger categories. So the first one was actor in a supporting role, went to Ke Huy Quan. This was a gimme. My favorite performance of all of last year. He surprised everyone coming back into this role after not of acting for a really long time. He just gave such a brilliant, nuanced performance. He 100% deserved this award. No one else in my mind even came close to as amazing of a performance that he gave. And yeah, just perfectly well deserved. Up next is actress in a supporting role. To everyone's surprise, Jamie Lee Curtis took this away. And I love Jamie. I think she's an incredible human being. She's been in the industry for a really long time. But comparatively to the other women in this category, she was not the strongest performance. Even Stephanie Sue, who was also in Everything Everywhere All at Once, gave a better performance than she did. But she's been in the industry for a really long time. I think she, this is probably going to be one of her few opportunities to be able to win an Oscar. So I was thrilled for her, despite the fact that I didn't think that she was the strongest choice in this category. Up next is actor in a leading role, Brendan Fraser. I was really surprised. I thought Austin Butler was going to win this despite not being impressed with his performance. I thought it was fine, but I know the amount of dedication and time and energy that went into trying to be like Elvis. And so when Brendan won, I was really shocked. I'm not a fan of The Whale. If you watch my review, I thought it was fine. I didn't think that it was anything spectacular, but Brendan's performance was one of the highlights of the film, and he's a wonderful human being, and so I couldn't even be upset that he won. But I would have given this to Colin Farrell or Paul Mescal, who were two of my other favorite lead performances of the year. I thought both performances were amazing, but I'm happy for people that love Brendan, including myself, who thinks he's just a wonderful person. It was great to see him so thrilled by it. Up next is actress in a leading role, Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. I personally think that she deserved it. She gave one of the best performances of the year. I know a lot of people were up about Cate Blanchett, who I also thought was phenomenal, but the movie didn't really do much for me. It's like the performance was great, but it's service to what? Similar to how I feel about Joaquin winning for Joker. He's a great actor, probably one of my favorite actors, but that performance was fine. It's at a service to a pretty mediocre film. So like, I'm thrilled Michelle won for such an amazing performance in an amazing movie. And I wouldn't have been upset if Andrea Riseborough won, because I thought To Leslie was beautiful, and I also loved Michelle Williams in The Fabelmans, but I'm thrilled to see Michelle take this one away. Up next is directing. The Daniels, they 100% deserved this. Like I said, one of the most unique, original, fun, thought-provoking films of the year. I could watch this a million times and never get tired of it. The Daniels both seem like wonderful human beings that both deserve this. They're fantastic. I'm so thrilled for them, and I'm glad that they were able to finally take one away, because I love Swiss Army Man, and I'll be very excited that they're so early in their career for whatever they make next. And then finally, Best Picture went to Everything Everywhere All at Once. They won the most awards of the night. That was the most original film of last year. I am thrilled that they won. I'm thrilled that they won so many awards, because like I was saying, for years now, I've kind of lost hope in the Academy. I was thrilled the year that Parasite won the amount of awards that it did, because the Academy was recognizing the power of foreign film and how international film can be just as powerful as films made in the United States. And to see a film with such a diverse cast that was so unique, and going to the theater, I had such a level of excitement watching that movie that I just hadn't felt in a really long time. And I think that's the power of movies. And I'm so thrilled for everyone involved in that project. I think they're all really amazing people who gave every bit of energy they possibly could to that project. And I'm so thrilled that it's getting the recognition that it deserves. So what did you think of my thoughts on these? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments what you think should have won, or if you think that it was accurately picked. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.